Hello, students. So, welcome to this discussion on the DILR 3. The set that I have picked is the last year's CAD 25 slot 1. The set was on employees getting promoted and demoted. So, what lesson I want to tell you through this is this was a moderate kind of set, not very difficult, not very easy, but I will say moderate to difficult for one student, right? So, what I'm going to teach you is what is worth. I mean, getting 9 marks in 6 minutes versus 12 marks in maybe 10 minutes and 15 marks in maybe 12 13 minutes. So what is worth? This was a set which I believe had you went ahead and solved completely, maybe it would have required 15 minutes time. But to get 9 marks, best case scenario 6 minutes, worst case scenario 7 to 8 minutes, that was possible. So that is what we are going to see in this, right? So before we proceed, let me once again very quickly reiterate the filter that I will be applying to rate the test. So there are four things. I will look at the structure. Can I immediately visualize the representation, whether it can be in the form of table, grid, arrangement, network, what? Right? If the structure is unclear, then definitely that would be a problem. Is the information. The second thing that I will look at is the information. Is the information that has been provided to me manageable? Are there too many entities, too many conditions, ambiguous kind of statements? Then it becomes difficult, right? Deduction. Can I spot at least one early inference after the first read? If I can do that, then that's an entry point. That's a clear-cut signal. Now, this is the most important one for me, the deduction one. Then the last is difficulty level. How much effort before the first answer? I answer the first question. Now, the first question can be in any order, but can I answer one question quickly, maybe after reading the entire set, arranging a little bit, maybe in 2 3 minutes time after that? So low effort, I will do that. Maybe I can solve one or two questions and move ahead. And that is what this set is about, right? So, yeah. So this was the set. If you have not solved it, you can stop the video, attempt it once, and then you can proceed, right? So this is the set, and these are the questions. Okay, so set, stop, read it. Questions, stop, read it. Right, so you can go back in video and go back and forth to see. So this is the set. Let me read it once. Let us try to solve it now and rate it first. Before solving, we'll rate it. At Innovate, X6 employees, Asha, Bunty, Chintu, Dolly, Eklavya, and Falguni were split in two groups of three each. Elite led by Kuku and Novice led by Lalu. So there are two groups, Elite and Novice. At the end of each quarter, Kuku and Lalu handed out ratings to all members in their respective group. In each group, employee received a distinct integer rating from 1 to 3. Okay, distinct integer rating. The score for an employee at the end of the quarter is defined as their cumulative rating from the beginning of the year. Important. So marking is cumulative. At the end of each quarter, the employee novice with the highest score was promoted to elite, and the employee elite with the minimum score was demoted to novice. Now, this is the statement that can cause me worry. If can understand it, then it is better to proceed. Otherwise, leave it. But what it says is that at the end of each quarter, the employee novice with the highest score. So suppose E gets highest score 3, which is possible. 3 is the highest score. Then that person moves to the above group, and the same happens with the elite, wherein the person with lowest marks goes to the novice group. If there was a tie in score, now that is also a possibility because there is a cumulative rating. So that makes it a little bit more complex. If there was a tie in score, the employee with higher rating in the latest quarter was ranked higher. Okay. Now some information is given. Asha, Bunty, and Chintu were in elite group in the quarter one. So for quarter one, this is given as this is the starting point A, B, C. That means automatically D, E, and F would have been in the novice group. Dolly and Falguni were the employees who got the same rating across all quarters. So that helps. That helps. So for example, if Dolly gets 2, she gets 2 everywhere, and it is given here that Dolly gets 2. So Dolly will get 2 everywhere, right? Anyways, the following is known about ratings given by Lalu. Lalu is the manager of novice. So what does it say? Bunty received a rating of rating of 1 in quarter 2. Now, if Bunty has received rating of 1 in quarter 2, that means Bunty is one person who has moved to novice from quarter 1 to quarter 2. Right? Asha and Dolly received 1 and 2 respectively in quarter 3. That means Dolly has maintained, is there in novice for all the 3 quarters till quarter 3. And Asha also moves to novice in quarter 3. So this is what I can definitely say. One another thing that I can say is that since it is given that all Asha, Bunty, and Chintu were in elite group in quarter 1, and all of them were novice in the beginning of quarter 4. That means A, B, C would have moved. Right now, I have seen that B has moved to novice group in quarter 1. A from the information has moved at quarter 2. That is the end of quarter 2 and beginning of quarter 3. And C would have moved at end of quarter 3 and beginning of quarter 4. And all the things are mentioned at the beginning, it seems, right? So at the end of each quarter, yeah. So in the quarter 3, what has happened is that A, B, C all have moved by the end of quarter 3. That means in quarter 4, A, B, C are in the novice group, and in quarter 4, D, E, F would have moved to elite groups, and only one person can move. Right. So from 1 to 2, one person would have moved. From quarter 2 to quarter 3, one person would have moved. And quarter 3 to quarter 4, one person would have moved. That is the only possibility. Right. So maybe 3 minutes taken so far. Let us look at the questions. What was the Eclipse score at the end of quarter 2? Okay. How many employees changed groups more than once to the beginning of quarter 4? Now, this certainly I can answer. This is 0. More than once is not possible because all three who were in elite moved to novice, and it happened across quarter 1 to quarter 2, quarter 2 to quarter 3, quarter 3 to quarter 4. That means in 3 cycles, right? So 4 quarters means there is a 3 intermediary period. So all of them moved from elite to novice. It can happen only once. So answer to this is 0. This I could have answered very straightforward, maybe in 4 minutes time, one question done, and I'm sure about it because the first statement, this statement itself suggests that A, B, and C, they moved from beginning of quarter 1 to beginning of quarter 4, from group number elite to group novice, and in only quarter only one movement can happen, so no interchange. So that answer I'm sure I have got. Now it is a choice in front of me. Without drawing the table, shall I move ahead or solve few more questions? But you see, since we have got one, I think we should spend couple of more minutes. Now let me apply the filter. Can I immediately visualize the representation? No. Maybe. See, the representation that I draw was not perfect. I simply wrote down few things, but that was not right. I mean, if I have to solve it, I have to look at it from each quarter angle also. Information is data manageable? Maybe. There are 6 entities which are dynamic. They are moving. 2 teams which are dynamic. The constitution of team is changing. 4 quarters, yeah, quarters will be static. The only advantage point is that it is given that the ratings are distinct among in the team. So had there been only one team and person and rating would have been from 1 to 6, it would have been very difficult. So maybe, not very sure. So half star here, half star here. Deduction, yes, that is very much possible. Deduction, we have already seen. So this is 1 star. How much effort before the first answer? First answer is we have already got the first answer. So this is somewhere a 3-star set. Can be looked at solving right now because this had one question I was able to solve. Also, when I look at the question, there are no options, and hence I do not get any data point. But question 1, 2, 3 can have only one answer. Look at question 1. What was Eclipse score at the end of quarter 2? We know that Eclipse would have scored 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in quarter 1, quarter 2. Even in that, we know that Dolly has already scored 2, so that can't be there. So what is the possibility? There is limited possibility. If I have to take a calculated guess, because it is a theta question, I will mark 4, 5, 6, anything and move ahead, right? So that is what is required. Okay. So yeah. Manageable, but I don't know about all the things. But now let us look at solving this set in its entirety. Okay, so yeah, what should be done? I will write A, B, C, D, E, F. This is quarter one. This is quarter two. This is quarter three, and this is quarter four. Now it is given that uh, the Dolly and Falguni were the only employees who got the same rating across the quarter. The following is known about the ratings given by Lalu. Bunty received a rating of 1 in quarter two. So this is elite team and this is novice team. So clearly, Bunty has received a rating of 1 in quarter two from Lalu. So Bunty would have come here, right? Bunty would have come here, and Bunty hence would have got a rating of 1. The lowest person moves down. Asha and Dolly received rating of 1 and 2 respectively in quarter 3. So Dolly remains in this particular category, and her rating was 2 in quarter 3. Now, because it is 2 in quarter 3, I can also say it is 2. It is 2 here, right? So in the novice team, this is what the situation is right now. So Dolly has got 2 and Dolly will get 2 every time. Okay. Now, this is what I know. Another information that is given to me is Asha has received 1 in quarter 3 by Lalu. So Asha definitely has come down. So Asha is the second person from the elite group to come down to novice group, and Asha has got rating of 1. That means automatically the person who remains here would get the rating of 3. And who would be that person? Let us see. Now, in the first quarter, going back to the first quarter, what we need to understand first is that, okay, let me draw this here, that D, E, and F, all of them are here. So, yeah, here I should not write, yeah. So elite group constitutes of D, E, and F, and in quarter 4, and this is A, B, and C, right? So yeah, so this is quarter 1. Okay, now the movement we have to capture. Let us look at quarter 1. What would have happened? We know that B comes down from elite to novice. What has happened in novice? So Dolly has already got 2, so either E or F, right? They will go they will go up. The person who gets 3 will go up, right? It is given that Falguni is the only employee apart from Dolly with the same score. Now assume if Falguni has would have got 1, the Falguni have got 1, that the person with rating 1 can never be promoted. How can it be promoted? The person with rating 1 can never be promoted. That clearly means that Falguni would have got 3 in each quarter. Right. So, but here the Falguni moves up. So let me not write it in front of Falguni. Falguni is has gone to in quarter 2, move to this. A remains here. C remains here in the quarter 2 in the elite category. What will happen here is D, B, and E. In novice, it is D, B, and E who are in quarter 2, right? So we know that yeah, E would have got 1 here, right? Now, what would have happened in the next quarter? Let us see. Okay. So A comes down, and E has already moved up. So no, F has moved up. So now out of E and D, who would have gone up? Definitely, since D is there in the quarter 3 in the novice team, that means E would have gone up. Every quarter, one person will move up, right? And Asha has come down. So here there will be E, F will remain here, and C will remain here. And here it is D, A, and B. This is the kind of team arrangement that we get. Now let us look at the questions. Let us look at the questions. What was Eklav's score at the end of quarter 2? Quarter 2, Eklav has got 1, right? Eklav has got 1 in quarter 1, and in quarter 2, Eklav would have scored 3. Only then, Eklavya is it is possible for Eklavya from move to move from N to E. So Eklavya should have got 3 here. Otherwise, Eklavya cannot move up. Had Eklavya got 1, then that movement wouldn't have been possible. Automatically in quarter 2, B would have got 1. Right? So the first one can be answered. It is 4. This one can be answered already 0. What was Bunty's score at the end of quarter 3? Let us see Bunty. Bunty has scored 1 in quarter 1. Bunty has scored 1 in quarter 2. So 1 1. What are the scores for the Bunty? I mean, quarter 3, we already know Dolly has got 1 and Asha has got 1. So the only person remaining is Bunty. So 3. So 1 1 and 3. That means 5. 1 plus 1 plus 3, 5. So 3 questions done. One straightforward, and when we have just arranged the data a little bit, this was also we were able to solve. For how many employees can the scores at the end of quarter 3 be determined with certainty? So scores of how many employees? Dolly can be certainly 6. F can certainly be said because F has got 3 every time. So F can be 9. We have just now figured out for Bunty. So Bunty is there, F is there, D is there. B, we have figured it out for quarter. Yeah, B, we have figured it out. Let us look at E. E, we know is here. Falguni would have got 3. The movement of C happens from elite to novice in the last quarter. So C would have got 1 and E would have got 2. So even E I am aware about, but I'm not aware about A and C. And I'm not sure whether I can be. So what is to be done here? So the best case scenario is put 4 here. High chances that 4 is the right answer. I'm not sure, but I'm just taking a calculated guess because now it requires a lot of work. Within 8 to 10 minutes time, I have solved 3 and perhaps this question which I feel is right. Right. So chances are very high. I'm saying that 60% chances that 4 is right, because if you look here, there is nothing mentioned about A and C who would have got what. Right. So all probability I can get it right if I mark 4. That's a risk I'm taking. Which of the following statement is are necessarily true? Asha received a rating of 2 in quarter 1. Asha received a rating of 1 in quarter 2. Now, this is the judgment point. I think I should leave it here because this will require more work. Now, if I give it 2-3 minutes more, 2-3 minutes more, I'm sure that I will get to the right answer. By the way, the right answer is, I think, Asha received a rating of 1 in quarter 2. That is the right answer. But I'm just sharing you. I'm not solving it because the important thing for me to teach here is that we could have solved 3 questions and perhaps the fourth one also. Fifth would have taken some more effort in less than 10 minutes time, could have moved to the next question. Now, please understand, I am explaining you the things, and that is why it is taking more time. But if you solve it in the paper, it maybe in around 8 to 9 minutes time, you could have got these 3.5 question. I am saying 3.5 because fourth I'm sure about, not that sure about, but maybe say 60-70% sure about. Fifth one, just a little bit of playing around and you can get to the right answer, but then move ahead from this set is what I will suggest at this point in time. So maybe 3 questions were definitely doable. And this is what I want you people to learn when to move ahead from the set. Right. So that is it for this particular set, guys. Thank you.